Hello. So, tonight's episode, the big reveal. It was absolutely, hands down, the best episode of Pretty Little Liars to date. Definitely, like, we did not expect it. Like, the first 10 minutes, like, we saw Mona. It was nonstop action throughout the whole episode.
I wish every episode would be like that. I am absolutely drained after how nervous I have been all day. I am exhausted now. But
complete. The episode was absolutely fantastic.
It absolutely was.
However,
but there is one tiny little issue.
I'm sorry, but it's just, the ending was very cliche. Twice they had the opportunity to see who Charles was, and both times we'll get to it. So this isn't really a recap, it's more of a discussion.
I'm screen grabbing every correct who and why theory I read tonight this summer. I will send those folks signed scripts after A is unmasked.
Oh, yeah?
Better start tweeting to Marlene your theories.
We don't really care. We believe...
Can I just say one little thing? Don't Fence Me In was also sang by Ella Fitzgerald. But we can continue now.
Okay, we start the episode out with a bang. Girls are literally with a bang. The girls are being transported to another prison. Boom, A takes, whatever, they get into an accident, A caused it, whatever the case may be, and then A comes in, guns a-blazing, and blasts some gas into the van there and kidnaps the girls. Okay. They wake up, and they're all in their own rooms. Obviously fake versions of their rooms.
But such to the point that Hannah was like, Mom,
so confused,
banging on the door, thinking that she was at home.
What the fuck else happened? I'm sorry. We watched this episode twice, and...
we're still confused.
Yeah.
But all of the girls wake up. Emily notices there's a camera blasting at her face.
Mm-hmm. And starts yelling for the other girls.
Welcome. Bienvenidos. The door's open. They walk out to piano playing music.
The lighted
hallway, or whatever the fuck. And they come to the room where Mona is sitting there in an Allie mask with Allie's shirt from the night that Allie supposedly disappeared.
Which our reaction will be uploaded soon.
But
that was the best.
Yes.
We called it. We called it before the spoilers were even spoilers. We called it. We knew that Mona was still alive. We were a little confused when she started acting as Allie. I did mention there, I was like, she's probably just playing A's game, but it was still really confusing because she kept sticking to it, and I was just like, okay, are you Mona? Or what are you doing here?
Yeah. Then she made me cry.
Yeah, is my mom okay? All this stuff. So, we absolutely loved and adored. Okay, we find out, the Hastings go to visit Allison in jail. And Allie tells them about A.
It was about motherfucking time that these people start working together to get this taken care of already. And finally, thank you, Allison, for involving the Hastings and letting them know what the hell is going on.
It completely turned, it was just thank God, finally, somebody kind of normalcy in the show. But Caleb, Ezra, and Toby are just working together, doing what they can to try and find the girls. I'm just so, I don't know. Like, I'm just, okay, we'll keep going and then we'll talk about it later. What else happened? Let's just skip to the important stuff, because honestly,
yeah.
Okay, well,
you're tired too.
Yeah. Okay. All the information on A are in those boxes, and, you know, Ezra does warn the Hastings, like, just to let you know, there's stuff about you in there, there's stuff about everyone in there, and just be careful, like, when you open it, because whatever. And Mrs. Hastings grabs Peter, and says, no more secrets. So, okay, there's that, and, we find out that A wants them to throw a prom.
Dating back 7 years to when
Melissa and Ian
were supposed to have their prom.
That was Melissa and Ian's prom. So can we like maybe guess that
5,
A didn't get to go to his prom, his or her, freaking him, she, it, shim, whatever, bitch. Can we assume that was the prom that they missed? That was supposed to be their prom. That was the prom they missed. I'm confused. I'm literally at a loss right now. Like, I'm so confused because
you guys are saying you need a video from us because you're confused. Well,
we can't help you. Like, honestly, I can't even begin. Okay.
I mean, obviously, at the end, we get the gist of it all.
Well,
but the thing that doesn't make any sense is why the girls. What the fuck did they do to you, Charles?
Really quick, we go to the fact that Spencer has a dream, whatever. She wakes up and she says, it spells out Charles. Why didn't Mona say, like,
yes,
I knew that?
I knew that.
I left that clue for you guys in my bedroom. He's disgusting. Obviously, we would have, like, Mona would have known she's the one who left the clue. Or was it Mona? We know that A ransacked Mona's house before. Did he leave that clue? That's what I'm starting to think now. Like, maybe this motherfucker wanted to get caught. I'm thinking that this person's actually wanting to be caught and blah, 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 and whatever. Why did Mona not say anything about the Charles thing? Then we have, the pictures of the mystery dates, which is going back a little bit. Pictures of the mystery dates were all taken at the ice ball. So A obviously had to have been there. If A is working alone, he had to have been there. Otherwise, nobody, if he's not working alone, somebody would have had to take those pictures, but we know that A is working alone. Is it weird to anyone that a new show is coming out about a man wanting to become a woman?
Being advertised in commercials.
In commercials in between Pretty Little Liars. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just saying, isn't it weird that they're advertising that and now we're finding out about this Charles De Laurentiis? Is it, you know, a lot of people are saying, like, Charles could be actually a woman and was a man, was born a boy and wanted to be a woman, and that's why the De Laurentiises didn't want anything to do with them, and that could explain the 2 dresses, because maybe Mrs. De Laurentiis was, like, okay with her son wanting to do that, but Mr. De Laurentiis wasn't, or whatever the case may be. Here's what we're thinking, okay? I don't think Charles is Jason's twin. They could have very easily cast twin boys to play. I mean, then again, it could be giving it away. They could be fraternal twins instead of identical twins. However, I feel very strongly that that person was, in fact, older. Like, they looked not the same. Like, they looked similar, like, maybe a year apart. but they did not look like they were the same age. To me, could be throwing us off, whatever the case may be. But for you people out there that are saying that Andrew is that Andrew is Charles, Andrew might be Charles, but that would mean that that little boy in the video is not Charles. Because one of those little boys is Jason. And we have to assume... Well, we're assuming that.
Having the twin. And those were not even Mrs. D's.
That's another thing. Well, yeah, but we'll talk about... I'm just saying, this is just for instance. That person... Okay, if that was Jason and a brother and Allison, say that that's the case. If it was Jason, Allison, and a brother, okay? Obviously, the brother is not Allison's age. Like, obviously not. It's not Allison's age. So, therefore, you have Lucas out of the picture. Therefore, you have Andrew out of the picture. I've seen people say the Noel Khan. Like, you have all these people. No. It can't. It doesn't make sense. It's not possible. But another thing is, Andrea Parker tweeted, "Are you ready to learn my secrets? Blah, blah, blah." Is it possibly Andrea Parker, Mrs. De Laurentiis has a twin, and that was her family that we don't know, or whatever the case may be. We don't know for sure that that was Allison and Jason and the brother. We don't know. That could be Mrs. De Laurentiis and her kids. Or, I'm sorry, Mrs. De Laurentiis' sister and her kids. We don't know. Going more so off of that, because that, to me, like, it makes sense, but it makes less sense. So, here are some questions. Here are some questions that were raised through the episode. If, in fact, Mrs. De Laurentiis, those were twin boys, or even just brothers for that fact, don't you think, okay, that all of the people in the neighborhood would know that there was another De Laurentiis child? I mean, seriously. They obviously still lived in the town.
Veronica and Peter Hastings, like, living right next door.
Peter Hastings, hello, he was supposed to be Jason's father. Don't you think he would know if the kid had a brother? Like, that's not adding up to me. So people would know about this kid that either went missing, supposedly died, whatever the case may be. So, like, somebody would know something about this child. Not just like, poof, one day he's gone, nobody asked about him ever again. Like, that doesn't make sense. That everyone would have to know about it. And obviously they are still in the area. They're at freaking Andrew Campbell's parents' apple picking farm. Who the fuck knows? But I mean, it's so hard for us to, like, even give you guys anything because we don't even know. Like, I'm just more confused now than I've ever been.
And that's the thing, like, I'm going to give you the clues that you need to figure it out by raising more questions. Like,
we found out Charles is A. Well, thank you for that information that I could wipe my ass with tonight because it doesn't mean anything. Charles is A. And then we have Norman Buckley, who, I'm sorry, he pisses me off. I'm sorry. I don't, like, if people would, people are being idiots or whatever the fuck he said, like, start looking at...
watching, were you reading the fridge?
Reading the fridge. No, we were watching, but how about you start writing the show and stop fucking with people's minds? How about that, Norman? If you're watching this, yes, this is PLL Freaks 13, the one that you told to stop spamming, which we didn't, but that is besides the point. That's pissing me off. I'm sorry. Like, how do you expect me to put that together? Are you telling me, okay, if you
Next
want...
video.